Excellent. Okay, if we're all ready, if we've not met before, I'm James. I'm work with Bilal. I think um, I am very engaging as a marketing guy. I like to answer questions, and if I can answer them, I'll answer them now. I'll give you my opinion. I'll give you any advice, and no declarations. Um, but um, But yeah, if you want to ask any questions, just either ask it in the chat or if you're feeling brave, stick your hand up and I'll look and we can come off mute and have a chat. Sometimes I encourage people to come on the chat if they've kind of had experiences about things and want to kind of talk about it. I think it's great that you share your experiences with us as learners, and I include myself in the learning as well because I'm always learning every single day. So yeah, very engaging. Ask any questions. The chat's available and open for you. And this is a great session. I really, really enjoy kind of sharing with you. So here we are. So course intent. Understand how to promote your blog on social media. So we did a session yesterday about creating a blog on Wix. And this is the natural evolution transformation. Next piece is to how we actually promote your blog on social media, which Kendall will kind of touch on that again. Number two, be able to select and justify channels and content for a social media campaign. And then thirdly, be able to create email marketing content, which is very important. To talk about this morning about how creating a content plan is so important. I do a lot of my stuff in one day, and then I create it all in one day, and then I kind of schedule it to go out for certain aspects when people can want to read it or look at it or whatever else. Um, and so that's better than thinking, oh my goodness, it's 9 a.m. What do we do today? What am I going to kind of think about today? Get it all done at once and then ship it out. And then number four, be able to connect with other bloggers, which is pretty important to do, depending on what your particular business is. Okay, good. So we know what we're doing in terms of the question. We know what the intent is today. So let's have a quick recap on creating a blog. Um, we had a look at we had a look at um, so anybody kind of follow any blogs that they really kind of enjoy and like, and anything that they kind of really want to share on this chat with us in terms of grab my lunch. Okay, good. Anybody want to share any blogs that they really enjoy? Trying to think of things I kind of look at. I know there's a few things on Reddit that people like, or yeah, just share anything on the blog that on the chat that you like. Good, and please, Claudia. Excellent. Okay, no problem. Peter, that's okay, that's fine. Medium's also very good. Medium, if you know Medium, Medium's a very good platform for reading about blogs. Okay, yeah, I with you. Um, and I think it's a bit of a pain. You get so many blogs to read a week or something. You're going to start paying for it. I used to pay for it, but I stopped. I couldn't handle the volume of stuff. And the algorithm basically understands what you like and dislike, and therefore it will can send you more blogs. I think the model is that people write blogs and then potentially monetize the blogs that they sell onto Medium, and then people like it. And like everything else, the more they are liked, those blogs, the more that people appear and then they can get more money and they can make money out of it. So fundamentally, yeah, Medium's good, Nicola. Yeah, I agree. Okay, thank you, Robert. Coming, okay, good. Yeah, yeah, yeah. B6, yeah, yeah, absolutely, Lisa. Welcome to B6. I'm doubting myself now, Lisa. I know. Yeah, B6. Okay, good, good. Yeah, we're all in. Okay, let's go. So social media and blogs, pretty easy statement to make. The fact that it's half of the journey. Um, in terms of social media, you have to kind of create the stuff, get the right purpose for the stuff, look at your target audience, make sure that your blog is SEO friendly, make sure that you have written it in a way that people want to read it. It's accessible. Remember that accessible for everybody, whatever their impairment or their needs are. That blog is written for them. But where are you going to stick your blog? Where are you going to put it? Do you stick a blog on TikTok? Maybe not. Do you stick a blog on Facebook? Maybe. Do you stick a blog on LinkedIn? Possibly. Yeah. So it's looking at really where those social media blogs the choice of blogs and where we can stick it. Okay, so what platform? Let's have a look. 10-minute task to ease us into the afternoon. You have already started writing your blog. You know what topic, you know what you want to achieve. Now it's a time for you to figure out where to put your blog, which platform you're going to put your blog on. So you're going to take 10 minutes out. It's now 12:40. 12:50 will come back. Have a look on various platforms to see. Might look at Reddit, might look at Medium, you might look at LinkedIn, you might look at. I'll put some more in the chat, but other blog sites that you feel you might want to be involved with. It could be quite kind of specific blog sites that you feel that you are want to build a community with. Might be blog sites that are quite specific for a certain expertise that you want to kind of get involved with. So have a look at it. It's not just the big Facebooks and the TikToks and the LinkedIn's. It's other ones that you feel you want to be part of, a part of a community of. Might well be it's a trade kind of organization, trade blog. It might be that you might want to be able to sell your service or your product to a particular organization. I know that when I was working in grocery, I kind of got myself into a couple of Facebook groups, which were kind of around convenience stores and kind of small groceries. So I wanted to find out what's going on, what's the chatter on there, try and contribute as well to that so that they will know what I do. It's not selling at all. It's just basically being able to kind of build that community spirit and maybe add value to them. So it's not just the big kind of social media platforms, it's also ones that are kind of trades or bespoke to you. Think about those communities. So back in 10 minutes, back in 12:50, yeah. Take screenshots, by the way, it says here. This will help with evidence. Okay, good. Great. Okay. If we're all back now, any screens on that we can kind of put on will be really useful to see you, so I know what you're doing, and you're okay. I'm making sure you're all right. So yeah, great, good. Okay, we're going to go through a few social media platforms. We've probably done these a few times now, so I'm not going to spend too much time on it. If we need to spend more time, we always can do. But fundamentally, yeah, we know LinkedIn is very much B2B related. It's about 1.7 billion users now, I think it is, on LinkedIn. So if you are a B2B provider or you want to create your own personal branding, or you want to kind of develop you as an individual or develop your persona or your profile to then sell on the service, then you might well be you might want to look at LinkedIn. Albus just posted about her success on social media. 18 pounds was oh my goodness me. That's very, very good. Very good, Albert. Thank you. Amazing news, amazing news. Okay, a great, very, very low cost per acquisition. This is related to the session this morning. So yeah. Anyway, back to LinkedIn. So the blog should really focus on B2B. Don't make it into kind of yet another kind of social media platform. I think it's very much B2B platform. As Robert says there, it has gone into kind of a bit Facebook-ish recently, and I think they're trying to moderate that out so that people, we're not showing pictures of cats and things on LinkedIn. It is very much a corporate company, enterprise, B2B kind of social media platform to either inform, educate, or kind of share information on. I would imagine it's less bloggy, but more kind of article driven. Remember, articles are kind of quite factual, pretty much accurate, less opinions, but still a summative kind of opinion on it. Whereas the blog is kind of more informal, your own opinions, your own kind of views, your own style of writing, more conversational, more informal. So for I use LinkedIn. I've posted a few stuff on it. I quite like it. It's okay. I'm more of a lurker than a kind of poster, but I do enjoy it, and it's good to keep in touch with people who are doing stuff, and I like it. And I probably align a lot with digital marketing people. I like to kind of engage with and read and follow. So I think my fascinating fact about LinkedIn is I always remind you of is that only 1% of people actually post on LinkedIn. Of 1.7 billion, only 1% actually post. So that means that you've kind of got higher chance, higher propensity to actually be seen on LinkedIn because in your kind of area, because not many people post. You imagine if everybody posted, it'd be just crazy. So now only 1% of people post on LinkedIn. So yeah, it's worth having a look at. I think it's good. It's good. In terms of Facebook, we know Facebook, one of the original kind of social media platforms owned by by Meta now, as you know, in the same kind of stable as WhatsApp and Instagram. Niche is about 25 to 34, but I wouldn't take that too much. Don't feel like you're just going to aim for that particular group because this group is aging, so that it may well be is that Facebook group, I think is a lot older than 25 to 34. I think it's kind of more my age group fundamentally because they've grown up with social media in 20 years. So they've kind of that's been their go-to social media platform. So I think that Facebook has got quite a mature local community spirit that, if you're looking locally at stuff, and if anybody else has kind of helped or looked at Facebook in terms of ads campaigns, then let me know. Jump off mute and jump on to a quick chat about it. But I think it's a good one. It's Facebook in terms of being able to reach a local community and to kind of spread your kind of your good news about that. So yeah, I like it. I like it. We have Instagram, again, sister social media, very much, as you know, visual, very much kind of reel driven, video driven, similar kind of audience. But again, I think the audience is aging. So don't discount people just because they are over 34, 35 years old. I think that very visual. And as a visual marketing guy, I love Instagram. I think I love to watch stuff for 2 or 3 minutes. I love to watch people driving around the Nürburgring at a great speed. I don't know why, but it's good fun. And other kind of cooking things, other ingredients and other kind of ideas on nutritious food. I love it. I think it's great. Very easy to engage. Don't post much, but yeah, I do like it. So think about that. One or two of us on this kind of session have used it effectively and very, 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 very efficiently and to monetize their businesses. And so don't discount it. I think it's well worth having a look at it. If you are a visual person, come out from behind that camera and do some kind of visual stuff about your products and services. Yeah, and give it a go. Yeah, give it a go. But blog wise, you can add your blog to that particular bio and push it out there. So yeah, absolutely. Okay, good. X. I don't know about blogging in X really. I don't know. You can always kind of post stuff out there. X to me, I'm kind of a bit of a lurker. I kind of get news from it, current affairs, news, kind of breaking news on it is quite good because everyone wants to kind of post stuff on there. So in terms of blogs, it says there about hashtags, probably two, 3 hashtags max on there. Don't go 17 hashtags. It looks a bit silly. So 2 or 3 relevant hashtags and maybe an at if you want to reference somebody else or something. So yeah, I think yeah, it's worth having a look at in terms of your particular area. But um, yeah, catchy headlines, key quotes from your blog. Okay, yeah, okay. Let's just zip through a few more. Pinterest, yeah, very much. I think it's certain gender. I've been told very kind of keen on Pinterest, very kind of visual again, very kind of house related, very kind of focused around development, being able to pin things, develop things, mood boards, creative. Yeah, so I like Pinterest. It's good for some things in terms of creativity, and maybe it's an area for you to be able to look at if that's your you do. If you want to get into that area, if you want to start posting your blogs into Pinterest, or you want to kind of take things from Pinterest and build that community, then I think it's probably a good idea if you are kind of a creative type. So yeah, yeah, me too, Lisa.
It'll be good for flower arrangements,
Yes, very good. Absolutely, very good.
promoting seasonal colours and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, 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 good. Yeah, Pinterest is good. I like it as well, Alba. They're good. Um, good. Next door, Christy. I'm not sure about next door. What's next door? I've got in your area is one of the things I look at, but I've not got next door. Do you want to share?
Yeah, it might be similar. It's I know it's definitely in Bristol and it's also in Exeter, so it might be a southwest thing. I'm not sure, but
Okay.
it's basically like a local notice board almost, but you
Right.
can kind of post on
Mm.
there. People, local businesses might kind of advertise themselves on there, or people might say what like events and things that are going on. And you can subscribe to it and get kind of an email notification of the latest updates and things.
Okay.
So I
Nice.
just suddenly thought maybe, oh, in London too. Yeah, cool.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
actually
missing
used
cats. Yeah.
I actually used Nextdoor before. When I moved houses in May last year, I hired the moving company and the cleaning for the flat and all of that through Nextdoor. It's more like a small business community instead to like big businesses. So it's
Yes,
quite cool.
definitely.
It's
Yeah.
quite cool.
Cool. Thank you for that. Excellent. Thank you. Blue Sky, Andrew. What's Blue Sky? Is that kind of, I've never heard of that before, Blue Sky?
Yeah, I think it's just an alternative to X. So it's a bit more like Twitter used to be. So
Okay.
it's a bit more pleasant, if you
I must admit, X's for me has got a little bit, yeah, if you click on stuff, obviously it's going to give you more of it, but it's a bit much. It's like, okay, I like that stuff, but get it out of the way because I want to see other stuff. So,
like.
yeah, it's gone a bit hyper on the algorithm, I think, as Elon in terms of what he's delivering over. So, but yeah, I just pinch the
Apparently it's
salt.
even too dark for Stephen King. So that's saying
Okay,
something.
thank you, thank you. Good. Yes, and notifications. You're right. You're right. You're right. Right. Reddit. I'm not Reddit. I don't know Reddit. I know of it. I've grown up with it, whatever else, but I don't really know. I've never used it much. I've kind of the blog site. Anybody Reddit? Anybody like to come off camera and go Reddit and just have a chat about Reddit? Because I don't really know much about it, to be honest. Yeah, it's not my kind of thing. No, I don't use it either. No, I don't use it either. Okay, Katerina.
The
It's
Yeah.
only
like
time I've come
almost,
across it is when you've asked a question, like in Google, and quite
Yeah.
often the answer is in a Reddit forum somewhere. That's the only time I've come across it.
Okay. Thank you, Kirsty. Thank you. Um, yeah. Okay.
yeah, it's a little bit dangerous for information, I think. It's a bit like it's worse than Wikipedia because people will have a thoughts about something, but it's not necessarily backed up with any evidence.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
just a thoughts dump, really.
I think that's why, Charlotte, I kind of didn't buy into it because I'm thinking, well, is this just people's kind of ideologies or opinions or which is fine, but sometimes it's based on facts. Sometimes, So yes, ChatGPT straight Reddit for intel. Interesting, great stuff. So maybe I'll do research on Reddit, but it's not my kind of thing. But I'll come back to that. I promise. Okay, here we go. First candle. Okay, let's have a look at candle. So she's going to promote your blog on social media. So as I said, there's only three candles today, which is good because she's fantastic, and but we don't need too many videos on a Friday afternoon, I think. So I'm going to put this into the chat so we can all kind of see it and read it. So this is promoting, 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 promoting. Okay, this is number one. So as you know, what we do is basically we get the link in the chat. We all kind of mute, and then we watch it for a bit. I'm gonna watch it too. Yeah, we'll see you in about 6-7 minutes. Okay, there's a chat. Okay, I think we're all slowly coming back now. So thank you for that. It's about 7 minutes of Kendall talking about writing and connecting social media with Wix. What's on the screen now fundamentally is how we connect your social media to Wix. Now you don't have to do this. It's up to you. If you want 5 minutes out, what time is it now? We could connect. Yeah, we'll have 5 minutes out now. Yeah, to do this. If you want to connect this, I forgot how to connect it, then we can do this. So basically, what we're doing is you're saying, well, Wix can connect directly into your social media. Don't have to do this, by the way, but it's a simple connection in terms of Wix, and it just allows you to be able to post your blogs out easily to Facebook without having to take the blog post out of Wix and then shove it into Facebook and then put it. So yeah, so it's just easy to do. So if you want to take 5 minutes out just for a cup of tea or get a drink and then do this, we'll come back at what 20 past 1. And we'll continue on till 2:33 o'clock today. So yeah, let's just have a look at connecting it, and I'll look at connecting my Wix as well. So yeah, see if we can do it. If we're using Wix, it's very simple. On the left-hand navigation, social media marketing, and click on that. I think it's under marketing, social media marketing, and then you'll come to it's like top of the screen there. It says social media marketing, and then social accounts connected. And in blue, it says kind of manage accounts. Click on manage accounts, gives you a full list of all the social media platforms. And then all you do fundamentally is is click on the one you want to connect to Wix, and then you kind of looks as if you log in to your LinkedIn or your Facebook account, whatever else, and then it connects it together. So the declaration saying you sure you want to do this, and say yes if you want to do yes, and then you connect it. So fundamentally, when you create a new post, you can then just post it out and say post it on LinkedIn, thank you, and bang, does it for you from Wix, which is incredible. Yeah, very good. Good, thank you. Good to see you. Hi, cool. Thanks, Nick. Good, good, good. Excellent. Good. Okay, thank you for that. Good. Okay, so if you choose to do that, brilliant. It just helps you out. It means you don't have to kind of post it somewhere else and stick it in and then open up your Facebook account. Where you can just stick it straight through on Wix, and it just I do think there's a connection between kind of a CMS and your blog. I like that kind of that connection. I'm trying to prove there's some kind of good news around the fact that you've got a website with content on it, and you've got a blog on their website, and then you're posting that back. And I'm sure there's some good news there between the fact that you've kind of got everything in one place, and that Facebook or LinkedIn or whatever can see that's a good source of that. I'm sure that would count, but I've got to prove that point. I'll try and prove it. Okay, crafting social media posts. We've talked a lot about this in various sessions. I had a good session last night with YouTube about the fact that it's not just about the content. It's about how you kind of structure that particular post. It's not just about the call to action or the purpose or the way it's structured. It's also to do with the fact that how are you going to name that particular social media post? Is it relevant to what you do? Is it relevant to what people want to see you for? It's just about creating. I talk a lot about this in marketing. It's more than just that connection. It's that emotional connection is so important with people now. I think we've grown up the last 15, 20 years with digital, which is becoming a little bit faceless. But now the human tide is turning, whereby we're seeing a lot more kind of human engagement, human connection. People are wanting that connection. After all, we are humans. And I think technology sometimes can quite drive a bit of a gap between us with that. And I think, but we crave that particular human connection. So the more that people can see you, see how authentic you are and how genuine you are, and it's not written by AI and it's not created by AI. I mean, I must admit, I turn off AI YouTube videos now. I just think it's awful. So yeah, I think it's about human connectivity. Just make sure that when you're crafting a social media post, you are passionate about what you do. You share to build that community with people what you want to do. By doing that, as I said before, you create that human connection. People trust you more. They kind of start to kind of develop a relationship with you between screens, so to speak. And then when you come to say, well, look, how can I help you? How can I help you with this particular thing? Can I help you with my business? They're more likely to say yes because they've built that rapport with you. It's back to the old kind of, dating and getting married and stuff, isn't it? It's kind of, we don't get married on the second date. We kind of get to know each other a bit more, and we kind of do that. And so it's all about building that relationship with
James,
people.
one question.
Yeah.
James, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Yeah. Yeah. Hello.
James,
Yeah. Hi,
I
Albert.
can't hear you.
Oh, really? Okay.
I don't know why. Let me see.
I can hear James.
Okay.
I can hear you now. Sorry.
Okay. Thank you, Olivia.
Sorry. One question. I'm just reading the question in Moodle related to this. When it says select and justify the appropriate channels and digital media, would you say that is more like in a personal choice? Which personal channel will you choose more than explain all of them?
Yeah, don't explain all of them, Albert.
Okay.
That's the point. So, I mean, you might say, look, in your world, I tried this. I invested, I don't know, £50, whatever else, in one of the platforms, and I tried it, and I put this visual out there, and I posted on a Monday morning and a Saturday night, and it didn't quite work for me. So therefore, what I did was I went on a different platform, and I changed my visuals, and I changed my my offer and I changed my call to action and I posted on a different day and woo, it worked. So it's
Okay.
kind of showing that progression. Yeah. So don't start saying that Facebook's this and LinkedIn's that and TikTok's this. We're wanting just what's that thought process that you've gone, I've tried this, didn't work, tried that, it worked.
Cool. Thank you.
Cool, thank you. Marina.
Yeah, I just wanted to say to Alba, we had a similar question with Instagram as topic as well, and it was also to analyze what would you use for your social media campaign, and there are all different ways you could promote yourself. But yeah, I've chosen Instagram instead of like explaining every single one of them and how it worked for me and the reasons why I don't use that one in particular because of my target audience. So
Good.
yeah, all right,
Perfect.
just yeah, because I
Thank
got
you.
scared thinking, oh my God, I'm not going to be doing all of these. It's too long.
No. No, just describe, your thought process, and maybe you tried a platform that didn't work for you, you tried something else, it didn't work for you. Put why. It's all about the learning and progression. Learning and progression, yeah. Good. Brilliant. Thank you for that question. Thank you. Okay. Yeah, I guess as a brand marketer who's kind of looked at a lot of propositions, when I go into a client in the past and I say, okay, why do you need marketing? Well, because it's not worked in the past. I said, well, why? What have you tried in the past? Oh, we tried put a bit of blog posting and it didn't work. And then you go, okay, so show me your blog posts, and they show me the blog posts or the articles, and it's just awful. So you kind of have to kind of understand where they're at and understand what the requirements are of their customer. I think I went into one particular organization, I mentioned before on sessions, it was a competitor pricing intelligence provider. A lot to take in, I know, but fundamentally they're a B2B business and they collect millions and millions of prices from retailers every day and then compare them with their competitive set. So you might have a Boots scenario again. Went into that particular business as a marketing guy, and we had to understand our audience was a very, very niche market. We had to, I think we mentioned before that there's probably 1,000 businesses in the world that they could go out after as a target audience. And therefore, we had to know where that particular audience lived. They lived on LinkedIn, or they lived in trade publications, or they lived in the grocery world, or whatever else. And therefore, we knew our audience, and therefore we then developed blogs and articles around what they might find interesting, because these guys were super intelligent guys. They knew their pricing industry. So you're talking about the head of pricing for, let's say, Tesco, or head of pricing for Sainsbury's, or whatever else, head of pricing for Boots, and these people know all about pricing. So when you're writing some stuff, you have to really, really tell them something that they don't already know. And that's the hard bit. But you can tell them because you are the expert in your field. Based on what we're seeing in our market, we're seeing this, this, and this. And they go, oh, interesting. And suddenly you've got their attention, and suddenly then you've kind of locked into their particular psyche and their thinking and then what they're thinking about. And therefore, that's what we're going to do with our blog posts. We've got to know your audience. You've got to understand what your audience is doing. Don't as Kendall, don't just write the same stuff for everybody and send it out there. Maybe you want to try different kind of methodologies and different processes and different approaches in how you write stuff with different platforms. LinkedIn might be a little bit more kind of specific, analytical, factual. I saw this, and this. This is my idea. Did some research, did this. You might find this interesting. Boom. Opinions might be different across a blog post with perhaps another kind of social media platform. So understand your audience, know what they're wanting, know what their needs are, know what their pain points are going to be. And you probably, once you hit the pain points, we can, this is what I'm feeling, this, empathize. I know how you feel. I've been there before. I was this situation. I did that. I felt the same way as you do. That's why I did this. Off you go. Yeah. So it's finding the pain point and empathizing with it. Agitate the situation a bit. Yeah, it's really hard, isn't it? It's really hard when you're doing that. When you're trying to find that. So much choice, overwhelmed with choice, feeling a bit anxious about things. And then you kind of go, well, this is why I did this. This is why this product is good for me, because it worked for me. And you don't go in too salesy either. So understand, yeah, speak their words, speak their language, their tone, examples, and they're feel familiar with them. We work with these organizations. Yeah, they were in a real mess. They didn't know who to use for their social media. So we kind of went in there, had a chat with them about it. We developed the social media. We tried it out in a few kind of contexts. And we said that was working well, that didn't work well. We put some more money in here, and boom, it worked. Yeah. So just tell a story. It's all about business storytelling. Yeah. Good. Lead with a hook. Yeah. The opening line is the most important part of the post. It determines whether people stop scrolling and grabs. It's back to that. Is our brain, when we scroll, scan across the page, is this article going to make me thrive and survive? Is it going to keep me alive, this article? Is this article going to help me to grow in my well-being, my business, my how I feel, my nutrition, my fitness? Is this going to help me, 5 ways to change your life, or 5 ways to eat better, 5 ways to develop your whatever. Yeah, just hook into numbers are often good in these kind of things. The 5 mistakes I made as a photographer, Andrew. Yeah, that kind of stuff. And you go, okay, I understand it now. The five things you must do at a wedding in terms of photography. It's just getting into people's, oh yeah, we need a photographer. We'll read this article. He knows what he's talking about, and therefore we're going to kind of start to build that emotional response with you, an emotional connection with you, so that you understand what's going on. You become the authority, the trusted guide. Trusted guide. That's something we talk a lot about in storytelling. You're the person that people look to, because suddenly they turn to you and go, this guy knows what he's talking about. He knows all about this. He's gone through the problems. He's lived the problems throughout, and therefore he can give us the best possible solution to this. So yeah. So mini stories, relatable moments, data or facts, bold statements. I can't think of a bold statement. Can't think of one right now, but yeah, just something that comes out there that it could be, the 5 mistakes I made when I was doing X, the 10 things that you should never think about when you're doing this. These things get people's attention without a doubt. It might feel a bit cheesy sometimes, but humans love it. They love it because it engages with them, and people understand it, and they kind of go and they get it. Okay, the top 3 reasons why you should do this. The 3 reasons why you should read this blog are blah 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 blah. And people just love it, and it's just very, very compelling to read. All good. Okay. This will make you thin. Okay. Thank you, Christy. Charlotte Powell, hi.
Yeah, are you talking about controversial statements? Would they work? I suppose they wouldn't work in a blog sense, would they?
Yes, you can do, but just be careful. You don't want to kind of, when you're agitating a situation with somebody, agitating the problem, don't make it too bad. Like, oh, he's the gloom and doom, it's horrible. Just agitate a bit more, just a little bit. Here's the problem. I know how you feel. You feel a bit overwhelmed sometimes, a bit anxious about this. So
No, no
therefore,
rage bait then. Everything you thought you knew was wrong.
no, no, not rage bait. No, that's bad news. Bad news. Don't rage bait. No.
Well,
So we get back to a
own
task.
everything they thought they know is wrong.
Yes, thank you, Robert. Absolutely, yeah. Absolutely. Mark, okay, what are you saying here?
Hello,
Hello.
can you hear me?
Go on.
No, I just threw out a random example of you get a lot of kind of contrarian bold statements
Yeah.
where, like don't buy our product, the one product you should not buy is this, and then blah blah blah, and then at the
Yeah.
end, basically it's like, yes, you should buy this product,
Bit of reverse psychology. Yeah.
Like,
Against
yeah, I
people.
saw that on a guy that was doing a podcasting course. He started off with, here's 5 reasons why you shouldn't do your own podcast. It's very
Brilliant.
clever.
Brilliant. It's quite clever. Reverse
If you still
psychology.
want to do a podcast, then click the link below.
It's a big technique actually in selling, and we're going to do a 10-minute.
Yeah.
In this chat, it's brilliant. In my mind, I'm thinking, is this just, as Mark says, just a bit of clickbait? Or actually, am I quite interested in reading some of these? Maybe because marketers are marketers, I guess. But yeah, I quite like some of these. I think I'll read some of these without a doubt, and I think the ones that kind of are quite self-deprecating in a way are kind of quite good. So look at some of these. Okay, no one ever told me this before. Oh, I'm massively curious now as a curious marketer. What else we got here? Blah, 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 blah. Why should you care? Yeah, okay. Well, business, yeah, what business often get wrong with adverts? Yeah, it's just that hook, isn't it? It's a lovely, lovely hook. I wish I knew this 20 years ago. Yeah, it's the old, what, what would my 20-year-old self say to me now? Kind of thing, isn't it? Love it. Yeah. If tech overwhelms you, yeah, absolutely. Okay, yeah. I'll take your time with something else will. Lovely. Yeah, Robert Clark. Yeah, I have a friend of mine, Robert, who's runs a business that they do lean agile stuff. So he'll walk around a factory with the various people and say, "This is not working as efficient as it could do." You know, he's moving that to there 25 times a day, and you can do it 10 times a day. So, yeah, from field to the shop floor, making safety effective. Very good, very good. How to book a cheap trip. So all these hooks, really, if we're all back now, yeah, screens on, thank you, everybody. If a hooks, do they work for us, these hooks? Anybody want to come on and chat through them? I mean, I as a marketing guy, I quite like them, really. I kind of go, well, okay, is it going to really change my life, really? Is it maybe thrive and survive in society? I don't know, but I'm kind of curious about them. But maybe that's my curiosity. If anybody wants to come on and chat, then please do. If not, we'll kind of move on.
I personally, sorry, it's on me. I think that they do work, but I also find it if I have a picture, I don't know, of myself, training and
Yeah.
people who are interested in like muscle and power and gaining, or just like in nutrition in general, they're just going to click on that because they like the picture and they think that this is what the content is about. So I don't think that hook really does it for me personally, but
Okay.
yeah, I just added, but yeah. That's just
Okay.
my opinion.
Don't do it. The good, the bad, the ugly of working for your local authority.
Just a question for Marina, because I think she's in the same line as me. In like health and well-being sort of space, you see a lot of posts with pictures of people who pretty much look like glamour models.
Okay.
Coming out. So I suppose if I'm the audience looking for weight control or feeling better, is that inspiring or more demotivating? Because it doesn't relate to the average person, looking like a supermodel.
It's a good question. Yes. Yeah, it could be demotivating. But I think, for example, if I put pictures of my clients, before and after, I don't think that will be demotivating. I think that's quite, interesting for somebody to look at and find out that, oh yeah, I can be that person. So I know if I post pictures of myself from the competitions, loads of people are going to look at it and go like, oh my God, I could never look like that, because it does take a lot of time and effort. But I think photos that are realistic, yes, they can work. I agree with you. If you put like pictures of glamour models, most of those glamour models don't actually have any muscle on them to start with.
And they probably
to me,
never had a weight issue.
Yeah, well, they've just always been like paper thin. So, to me, that is not a good look. I like a nice curvy look, and this is what I try to promote, because people, I don't know, loads of like youngsters. When I went to India once upon a time, I was actually talking to children in school about, fitness and bodybuilding, and, and at the beginning of my I would call it like a session. They all wanted to be supermodels, the ones that walk on a catwalk. And when I finished talking to them, they said they wanted to be fitness models. And I think I've done something. I've changed their mindset, which is great. Because I don't think, these supermodels are healthy at all.
Yeah. I mean, it's the same thing.
Can I say what might work for me personally, who's somebody who does struggle with my weight? Before and after photographs, I'm actually very skeptical of these days, just because of the whole like AI thing. I would more likely go for a try for free or a free consultation session. Would probably hook me more than a before and after.
Okay.
That's really good
That's
to know.
a very good one, because at least you get to know the person. You can see that you're speaking to a real person rather than, everything just being digitally adjusted. You know, I agree. Like I said, these days you look at the photos and you just think, is this real or is not? And it's crazy. But my photos, when you look at them, they are real.
Good.
I mean, it's the same as me, Maria, because I have before and after photos, which I've only used very rarely. You know, the before was like 25 kilos more than what I weigh now. And that's of me. And also when I mention my age, they say, oh my God, no way. And when you look at the transformation as well, that happened over the space of like five months. They tend to buy in because it's generally me as opposed to somebody else.
Yeah. Ramit, I
Well
think
done for that. Well done. I just want to
yeah.
say well done.
I think you've nailed it there, Ramit. And we've spoken to both Marina and Ramit individually about this. And the story that you can tell there is phenomenal, you know. And I think if you have been there and you wanted to change something about yourself and you've experienced it, I think that human connection is very, very powerful. More than, as Charlotte said, maybe a before and after picture, which I always find suspicious. So yeah, if you've gone somewhere from somewhere to somewhere else and you are helping somebody else do that, tell your own story because people just love that story, yeah, because they can relate to you. So very, very powerful. I'm going to drop into the chat actually. There's 5 emotions that we as marketers use: fear, guilt, greed, love, and pride. And that's taken me 20 years to put that list together. I think everything we've ever done, I've kind of gone, that was fear, wasn't it? You know, it's that are your kids going to put you into a home? You know, kind of thing. Then you know, plan ahead. So it's kind of you can look at anything advert really, and there's probably elements of guilt in there, not seeing your parents today, or not seeing your parents enough, or not giving your children what they deserve. You know, then work out an installment plan. You know, or it's all pride, yeah. Or greed's a funny one. You know, would you like to live in a house like this, or would you would you like to be, just imagine yourself on this boat, on this beautiful boat, or yeah, everything we can do really falls into one of those 5 areas in terms of the emotion that it kind of figures into with marketing. Quite clever, quite clever. Katerina, go for it.
Yeah, so I just had a question about if we want to make like a post that we don't want to use our own images.
Yeah.
Where could we get some images from?
Canva, I've got millions. Wix have got lots and lots as well. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff out there. Unsplash is another one, but I think they're owned by Getty now, so it's kind of not as many. If anybody else has got any kind of websites that you can produce images of, drop them into the chat. But yeah, definitely free ones: Unsplash, Wix, Canva. And then obviously, if you do pay for things like Wix and Canva, I think I pay £100 a year for Canva or something, so you get access to everything. So yeah.
Great, thank you.
Word Swag, Pixabay, on the Unsplash, Carthia, Pinterest, that's cool. Pixabay, Claudia, thank you for that. So yeah, plenty of opportunities. Good, thank you for that interaction. I really enjoyed that. Thank you, really, really good. Okay, we're going to kind of rack on. We talked about that. Yeah, we talked about that a lot. Okay, it's good. Let's move on. And a clear call to action. And we talked a lot about this, don't we? I mean, whether it's YouTube videos or whether it's a post, LinkedIn post, don't just leave your customer or your recipient, your reader, your consumer hanging. You know, don't take that horse all the way to water. You know, make sure that they actually know what they want you to do very, very clearly. Don't hide it at the bottom in a little font saying, please click here, or please subscribe, or make it kind of pretty, without being too salesy, but make it pretty clear what you want people to do. You know, download this, subscribe this. Maybe it's on brand awareness. Maybe it's just buy this, but not in that obvious nature, but just you got to tee people up towards it. But what's the call to action? What do you want them to do next? Okay, it might well be is you encourage them to download something or share their email address, and look after that with great care and attention, by the way, because if you abuse it, they'll come after you. But just make sure that you are being very clear what you want people to do next. Yeah, whether it's Alba, and the Lashes talked about Alba a lot today, but maybe book an appointment, book a consultation. That would be lovely with Alba. Say, hey, don't come in and don't selling. Just come in and have a consultation with us. Yeah, let them look at your eyelashes, look at your eyes, see what's suitable for you. Try a few eyelashes on, and then suddenly, boom, you've got a customer. a lot of B2B organizations do this, whereby they say, they kind of reel you in and say, hey, this is a bit of stuff, this is a video to watch. Maybe book a free demo. Yeah, no obligation required. Just
Alba, I do need eyelashes, Alba. So I don't know if you're local to London.
Yes, thank you. Good. Yeah, book a discovery call. Thank you, Olivia. That's a good example. Yeah, discovery is kind of fact finding. Where are you? What you're up to? How are you doing? How can we help? And then what you're doing then as the supplier, you are understanding where they're at. Are they a long way on their journey of buying something new? Are they just kicking out? Are they just started out? What's the itch that they're really, really annoying itch that they have, and they've got to change their particular incumbent? We've talked a lot about the fact that when you are brand loyal, it's very hard to get you out of that into another brand. If you're a Adidas guy, and to get you into buying Nikes might be quite hard. If you're a Costco guy and you want to go into Starbucks, it might be, I love Costco. I don't, but yeah, you know what I mean. So once you're into a particular brand, it's very hard to unhook you out of that particular brand because you've invested emotionally in that brand, and you feel that brand is affiliated with you, and therefore it's very hard to get you to change. But it takes a big itch, a big scratch for you to move out of that brand to go somewhere else. Yeah, even if it's something local where you always get your hair cut or whatever else, you go there because they know your hair, they know your head, they can chat to you, you like them, it's easy. It's easy, to suddenly go somewhere else is kind of a big thing. So yeah, once you have that customer, look after them and with care and attention, and you'll stay with you for a long, long time. So what's your clear call to action? Yeah, cool. Good. Yeah, absolutely. We talked about a lot about this already, but I don't want to spend too much time talking about this. Keep it short and scannable, so that we, as humans, we do the old kind of, the Z, we start top left, we move top right, then we go kind of bottom left and bottom right, or we do the F thing, you kind of move across the top and then across the second line and you go down a bit. So we're constantly scanning stuff, and it's that back to, do I invest 10 minutes in this blog article? Is it going to make my life different? Am I going to change? Am I going to learn something from this? The most annoying articles I find are the ones you spend 5 minutes reading it, which is not a long time, but you feel like it's a long time, and you get to the end of it and it gives you nothing. Or you got to wait for the punchline at the end, and you go, okay, I should have read all that and read the bottom article. So yeah, just don't always keep the golden nuggets towards the end. I think Kendall said this a few sessions ago. Maybe give them a few nuggets across the blog article that's interesting for them. I also use in my blog articles a bit of a quote in the middle to break up the kind of the copy. So, and that people then can scan bits of the quotes so that they stand out, put in quote marks, a bit of italics, makes it look good. And then they might go, oh, I think that's interesting. I like that. I use a lot of that in blog articles on my WordPress CMS system. So yeah, keep it short and sweet. I mean, it's a bit, I keep saying this with the work that you submit as well. If you have the questions across the top, and then we have lots of lovely headings, paragraphs, make it all kind of full sentences. I can read it, maybe in bold stuff. That's, if we're talking about concepts, issues, and risks in project management, then put concepts, issues, risks in subheadings, then maybe break it into paragraphs. Maybe we put in, you might highlight technical, social, cultural, economic. I'm going, great. I've scanned this already in 30 seconds, and this learner gets it. So now I'm going to read the whole thing because I'm going to read it because I'm going to enjoy reading it, and I'm going to get some more context around it. If I scan it and I'm just going, there's like 2 paragraphs for what should be a far bigger piece of work, and I'm not seeing anything there, I'm probably going to go, this is not right. This doesn't feel right. So it's the same thing with assessing work or with a reading work or reading a blog or an article. We scan first. We feel, is this going to make us thrive and survive? Is this going to keep us alive? Are we going to waste our time reading this? Are we going to use brain power reading this that we don't necessarily need to consume those calories? So yeah, enough said. Keep it short, keep it scannable. Okay, visual strategically. I think in a blog article, two or three images, and again I've used these quite a lot to relate to. I might be about storytelling. I've said before. And so what I might do is I might say how Nike, Patagonia, and Dove use storytelling in their marketing. So instantly, James is associated with Patagonia, Nike, and Dove. Oh, okay. So he's up there with these guys. No, I'm not. I'm a one-man band, whatever else. But and suddenly I'm kind of talking about these brands as if I'm kind of rubbing shoulders with them, which I'm not. But it gives you the context that James knows about this. James knows about these particular subjects. He's talking about business storytelling and how they do that business storytelling. And then they can identify them with potentially Dove or Patagonia or Nike or whatever else, and they can go, yeah, I get it now. Make things very easy. Don't talk about things that people don't necessarily know about. If you do, but make it very, very straightforward, very simple to understand, very easy to understand. Don't make it hard for it to understand or to read, yeah? Make the comparables. Back to that thing about I mentioned earlier today about when you're going for that in that conference and you got your name badge on and you get to 10:30, break for a cup of coffee, you sat someone in the line and you say, "Oh, hi James, how you doing? What do you do for a living?" Yeah. Don't mess it up. Don't go waffling on about something that's have a one pitch, yeah? Have a one-liner pitch that what you do. Someone said to me the other day, "What do you do?" I said, "I educate the nation." That's what I do. I educate the nation. They went, "Oh, got it. Tell me more." And they went, "Okay," and off you go. Don't start waffling on about what you do, and don't do the same thing in blogs and articles. Yeah, do just make sure that you keep it very clear and associate them with things that people understand. Yeah, we can talk about that another time, but yeah, visuals strategically placed, add value, add visual, break up that visual kind of piece in your blog, and enables us to kind of associate with certain brands that you want to be associated with. So I'm not saying I'm a Dove or Patagonia or Nike up there with them, but if you want to be associated with those brands, so let's say go back to Ramith and Marina about what you do in your world, you might want to associate with the certain brands that you know people love, and therefore suddenly your brand association is pretty high level. Alba, the same thing with your business. You might want to associate with certain products and services that you provide, which people will associate with. And therefore, suddenly, people put you in high esteem. You trusted in authority. You understand. So it's kind of making those comparisons and those kind of that association with you and your brand. Interesting. Okay. Hashtags. Hashtags are funny things, aren't they? We used to go mad on hashtags, and I think the rule now is that 2 to 3 maximum, really. I think Instagram you can get away with more, maybe 3 to 5. LinkedIn 2 or 3, I would imagine on LinkedIn. Anything more looks a bit doesn't look great. TikTok, I think I'm not experienced here, but I think 3 to 6 is about the right on TikTok. In terms of things like I think Pinterest you can go a bit further because it's kind of trying to get you all in that particular area with Pinterest. So Facebook 1 to 2. Has anybody else got any ideas about hashtags? What they kind of put on their businesses or what they like or don't like or anybody else? Yes, good.
I think just following on from some sessions from Belal as well, we are now looking for like hashtags between the range of something like a few thousand, 50,000+ to about 2 million, so that you attract your niche market, right, as opposed to 20 million or whatever,
yeah,
which gets spread out a lot. So he suggested that we look for hashtags. So when you type in the hashtags in your post, it gives you the number of posts that are there,
yeah,
and narrow it down, and then you try to figure out which are the ones that actually appeal to your selected segment and narrow it down rather than just going blanket out to the biggest audience possible, because it'll just get buried.
Yeah. Good point, Ramith. Albert's put here about her business being London-based, lash extensions, London lashes. So these are all things that people potentially are searching for, which therefore the hashtag coming in, therefore the hashtags are looking for those keywords. So therefore it associates with that. So bang, it's very, very clever. Very, very clever. Yeah, I guess London is a big one, Albert, because that's your geographical location. But then there's 50 million people a year or something from knowledge visit London every single year from outside London. So therefore, you might get all sorts of people looking at your thing. So which is good. And by the way, we can also get our lashes done with Alba while we're in London. So brilliant. Good for you. Good for you. Okay. Okay, good. Hard hats, high business. Yeah, okay, good. Okay, excellent. Let's move on. We're doing really well, by the way, on time. So I think we should be done before before 3. So we're really good, really good. Okay, tone and format. Talked a lot about tone today, but a lot about formatting. We all know how to structure that blog now. Nice, clear headline. It could be a hook if you want to do a hook. If not, make it very clear what you do. Well structured, popping in visuals in there so that it breaks up that copy. Make it into headlines, maybe put a quote in the middle that breaks up again the copy. Quotes are good because people will scan the quote. The quotes are usually bigger font, bigger text, different italics and whatever else. So that kind of makes it different, it stands out. I'm a big fan with design of breaking symmetry. And I think Mark's on the call here today, who's a really cool designer, and he might agree with that. And if you break symmetry, our eyes are looking for movement or looking for things that are not kind of straight lines, if that makes sense. Looking for things a bit different, overlapping words, overlapping shapes. And we kind of look for formatting that's different so that our eyes can spot things. Very, very clever. If you look outside and it's dead still, your eyes are looking for the thing that's going to move. Yeah. If it doesn't move, you probably won't spot it. So interesting way our eyes kind of move. That's why we like to have that breaking symmetry and a kind of a structure that's formatted in a way that it flows for our brains, but we need to occasionally throw things out there that's different for our eyes. Pick up on our eyes. Yeah, format and structure, visuals, tone of voice. Yeah, we know that. Be human about it. Be connected about it. Don't write it in AI speak. And as I said yesterday, don't get AI to write all your stuff because it's just going to come out like a load of waffle sometimes, or you may even hallucinate. It might not be the right kind of tone of voice that you do. You can ask AI to write it in the style of Stephen Fry or whatever, which is kind of good. But if that's your kind of brand persona that your brand's all about, and probably will at some point do a brand persona session whereby we kind of look at who your celebrity kind of persona could be that aligns with your brand. Who would you like it to be? Would you like it to be someone who's trusted, who's particularly engaging and articulate, and therefore that's your kind of brand persona, and that's your tone of voice, perhaps, but that's probably another session we're going to be doing in another time. But yeah, match platform tone and format for your blog article. Charlotte, hi.
Sorry,
Is your
yeah,
hand-
I'm just one. Yeah, I was just wondering. I don't know. Are we? Have I? Did I zone out at some point, or maybe you'll do it? I don't know, but mentions in the title about emails.
Yes, we're only halfway through. So yes, cool. Absolutely, yes.
Oh, phew! I thought maybe I'd zoned out or something.
No, no,
I
no,
was
no, no, no.
panicking for a minute.
Okay, it's 10
It's just
past
it says
2.
email and social media. I thought email
This
was
is
first. I
why
was like,
this is why I asked initially what the session is about, because I thought I was in the wrong room.
Do you know what? Here we go. Let me prove to you how good it is. Boom.
boom!
Boom.
I knew
The
you were going to
next
say
slide
that.
is email through Wix, okay? So, your choice,
Remind reader.
your choice, guys. So you can either spend 10 minutes now doing crafting your post, or we can move on to email with Wix.
Email.
Email, email, email.
That wasn't me.
Okay, okay. Email. Okay, it's Friday afternoon. I get it. But you must promise me, you must do your post another time. Promise me. If not, I'll get in trouble. And this has been recorded, by the way.
Uh,
So,
my
okay.
name's Marina.
Oh no.
If it's
Very
being
good,
recorded,
very
it's all your fault.
Okay, moving on. Okay, coughs nervously. Okay, email through marketing. Yeah, so you know how we kind of connected our social media towards with our Wix, our Squarespace, or GoDaddy Marina, or whatever CMS of your choice. Other CMSs are available. Then we're going to now look at email marketing through Wix for the last kind of 50 minutes. But I think we'll kind of get through this in pretty good time. But we're not going to rush it. So email marketing, digital marketing, used to communicate. Yeah, we know all this. 361 billion emails every day. My goodness me. think I receive about half of those. Anyway, so let's move on to the good stuff about email marketing. Okay. So you probably know this if you've ever worked within an email kind of systems, whether it's MailChimp or ActiveCampaign or whatever you've used in the past. And you kind of get a chance to be able to, and have we just put on the chat, have you worked on these things before in terms of email marketing kind of systems that are kind of automated? Yeah, Mark, cool. Yeah, no, yeah, no, yeah. MailerLite, yes, cool, Mark. Yeah, cool. I like MailerLite. Wix, okay, good. Yeah, no. So we've got a bit of a mixed bag here. So fundamentally, when you're creating an email, you've probably got in your email system, and again, Wix lets us do this for you, which is good. So you can put in all your email addresses into Wix or the CRM of your choice, or CMS of your choice. And then fundamentally, you can start to create an email. And all you will do fundamentally, if you think about the logic, is that you create an email, write the email, write a subject line, preview, write the email, call to action, few images, and then you select the email addresses that you want to send to that particular email address. Yeah. So you attach the email to the email addresses that you want to send. So you might have 500 email addresses in your email, but you tag those based on a certain product or service. If you've got 3 products or services, you might say, well, I want this email to go to these people, but not those people. So therefore, basically just choose the right people. Yeah. Before we do that, therefore, is that we have a subject versus a preview. So a subject line is the bit that you see in your inbox, which says, I think if you've ever received anything from me, I'll say, hi Marina, it's James, your Think employment tutor, blah, blah, blah. So basically, I've kind of called you out in terms of your name. So you must say, oh, this person knows me. B, I've said, I'm James, so I've introduced myself. And then I've said, I'm your Think employment tutor. So that fundamentally is saying, I know who you are. I'm my introduction. You know about Think Employment, and then you go tutor. So it's probably pretty easy to understand and go, oh, it's trusted this. It's not for spam. It's not spam. It can be trusted as a particular email coming through. So I'll look at that email first because from James. And then you get the preview bit really is a bit of a précis of about 2 or 3 sentences saying this is what this is about. It might well be you'd extract that snippet from your email body and then put that into a snippet to give people an idea what the email's about. Okay, I don't do that, but these systems like MailerLite that Mark's mentioned, these may well do that. So yeah, preview text appears after the subject line, giving the recipient a glimpse of the email's content and encourages the open rate. Okay. Okay, think about emails you've just recently received. What made you open them? Let's do this in 10 minutes, shall we? 50 minutes is too long. Okay, HubSpot. Imagine your company is launching a new product. Your goal is to write the most click-worthy subject line and preview subtext to grab your audience attention. Let's do this in about 10 minutes. Base it on your business. So you're going to do a nice 50-character subject line, a 90-character preview about what the email is about. It's got to be compelling enough so that you want that recipient to read it, yeah? Go. So we're going to come back. Good. Okay. Okay, here's Kendall. So Kendall's going to come back to us and talk about creating email marketing campaigns. So I'm going to drop it into the chat. 1 second, Marina. I'll be there 1 minute. Go. I think I'm going to watch this as well. So we're on the same page. So it should be in the chat. So yeah, go for it. Cool. I think we're all coming back now. It's what, 25, 22 now. Okay, you've got one more Kendall video to watch, about 5-6 minutes. So that's cool. If we're all done, then we'll move on to finding automations and okay. If we're all back, so automations in email world, if you're not too sure what they are, when you send something out, something bounces back in again. So it might well be is that if you receive an email, you might receive something back. Okay, so automations can happen across a wide variety of stuff. You might have seen it on LinkedIn, whereby you might post something on LinkedIn, or you might connect with somebody on LinkedIn. Suddenly you receive back an automated message saying, "Hey, how are you doing? Do you want to fancy a call, or do you want to fancy a free discovery, a free demo?" So that's what an automation is. When you send something out there, something bounces back. Now, what it says here is that automations on your free site is slightly different to the video. Okay, so go to your dashboard and click on automations, create an automation for your business site. It might well be is that when somebody leaves their email address on your site, that when you receive that into Wix, it bounces back out a message saying, "Hey, thank you, James, for subscribing. Here's the most recent white paper on blah 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 blah, or here's the most recent article about the." So at least you've proven then that you've actually engaged with the site, and you've got an acknowledgement back that you've actually been, enrolled on the site. B, it's keeping your interest going because it shows that there's something there that may be of interest to you. And then probably if you are maybe a HubSpot or an automated marketing CMS, it might well be is that you're into a kind of a bit of a pattern then of maybe 3 or 4 days you might receive information which keeps you engaged in front of face with a particular organization. So yeah, that's just an idea about automations. Somebody subscribes with you and you send them a kind of a series of messages from your email from Wix telling you what's going on, how you're doing, acknowledgement, interest information, and then maybe going towards that particular call to action. So yeah, all makes sense. Good. If you want to do that, take a screen grab of that particular page, and we'll come back to that. Okay. I thought we've already done this actually. Your welcome email. Okay. What's after this? Just have a look what's after this. Probably lots of connections. Okay, let's watch Kendall's last email. Here we go with other bloggers. This is important for us to be able to understand how we make that connection. So I'll drop it into the chat. We can watch that. We'll either wrap up and we'll do some stuff about maybe 10 minutes or 15 minutes about creating your particular email. But rather you get through the content first, and you can kind of figure out how you're going to make your email work. So yeah, this is about Kendall and about the bloggers in the chat now. Great, thank you for that. And that's how to connect bloggers. I think it's really good. As I'm listening to Kendall there, I was thinking about a few of us on the call here who I'm kind of building up an understanding of your business. And there's quite a few of us there who I feel would benefit from getting involved with other bloggers. So you're writing a blog, a guest blog for somebody else. It's not for everybody. But I think if you're building a community or building brand awareness or building out your own personal profile, then it might be a good advantage for you to write a blog and find one of those guest bloggers sites and then just exchange blogs. It builds a community, builds kind of a trust. And as I mentioned yesterday, it was just yesterday, I can't remember, about expertise and about the trust and the authority that Google really wants from you as a website and you as a business. And you do that by writing good quality blogs, which are not AI written, but good quality blogs, which you come from you're passionate about what you do and you're come from the heart with that human connection. So we've kind of got 10 minutes left. So I'm going to let you do what you want to do now, because either you want to go or you might say, look, there's a thing on the board here. You might want other people's blogs. Okay, that's your choice. If it's not for you, maybe you spend time looking at your welcome email. Welcome email, which is this one here. So this is the email that when somebody subscribes, they receive a welcome email and it bounces back to them and says, Hi James, how you doing? Thanks for subscribing. Really keen for you to work with us, or whatever it's going to be. Here's an article, here's a white paper, here's my recent blog, here's our new product, here's our new service, here's something you might want to look at. Or might well be is that you don't be too sales, but so I think the next 10 minutes, if you have time, either look at the bloggers who you might want to get a guest blog with, or look at your welcome email, or if you've got to go, you got to go. But that's your choice. I'm here till hi Maria. I'm here till 3:30, whatever.
Yeah.
So if you want to ask any questions, fire away. But yeah, so up to you. But
James, I have just one question before we go. In terms of emails, obviously I'm not using the GoDaddy email in my GoDaddy package because I've already set up my Google Mail. So what's your view on that? Because shall I switch it while
so you got GoDaddy, you use GoDaddy as your CMS. I know that. So
yeah, so basically I've got my website and my email is like my website at google.com.
Yeah.
But obviously I've got an option to change it to the website at .com, whatever, without the Google part.
Do you know what?
So
I always think, and I say to everybody I talk to, if you are james@gmail.com, it doesn't look too professional. If you're
yes, I
selling,
know.
and I'm thinking I would always like to have, Marina Sandu Nutrition or whatever .com, whatever. And I would always
Yeah.
prefer to have that. And I think again, I know you used GoDaddy, but I know that in Wix you can buy a domain name, and then if it's
I can.
available,
I've got everything incorporated in my
great,
package, so I can actually
good.
just switch it. So, but
Yeah.
I'm just thinking I've already been given out this email, so now I have to change.
Oh, I know. Okay.
You know
Well,
what I mean?
it's your choice, but I would always go professional email rather than the
Yeah.
gmail.com. It just looks better.
Okay. Okay.
Okay,
Thank
guys.
you.
Perfect. Take care. I say either choose to three things. Your choice is yours. Either if you want to go, gotta go, but promise you'll do two things. One thing is either if blogging is for you, then maybe look at what blogging guest blog you can maybe write with, or maybe look at your welcome email and write a lovely email. I'm here if you want to review it, review it. I'm happy to kind of look at it, but I'm here for the next half an hour or so. So let me know what you want to do. Yeah, so really appreciate your week together, and it's been a kind of a whirlwind week with Bilal and I. So look after yourself this weekend. Take some time out for you. Make sure that you're working too hard. So just chill out and take some time out, and don't work too hard. Yeah, but appreciate your time today, and thanks for your time. Appreciate it.